All right, everybody, we are doing the last page of the review. We are going to work our way backwards. Right? And like I said a couple minutes ago, everything is going to end up being video. Okay? So you can certainly go home and watch videos. Okay? So here we go, number 31. This is our box problem. Everybody's paying attention. We are on the very last page of the packet. We are going backwards. So the paper is 20 by 16, and we're cutting the corners out just like we've done before. Write the equation for the volume of the box. Who remembers this? The volume of the box is 20 minus 2x. 16 minus 2x times x. Guys, this is our last opportunity. Actually, we have office hours in the morning, but then you got to take your exam. Okay? So this is it. Let's go.
Wait, did you go to the second one?
This is A. B. What is the domain? The domain is an interval. 0 to what?
8.
0 to 8. And how did we get 8? It's half the smallest dimension. Now, we're going to get our calculators out and we're going to graph this. And so we're going to get points for telling how we set up our window. Well, part of it you already know. What's this? This is your domain. This is X min, and that is X max every time. So 0 and 8, that's done. Y min is always 0 because Y is the volume, and the volume can't be negative. Now, what do we put in for Y max? Remember, that's the one we may have to change. So I'm going to randomly guess a number like 200, but I may end up changing that because when I graph this, this is what I need to see, right? And if I graph it with this window, I may or may not see that. I may have to change that number. These don't get changed. They're always the same. So I'm going to my calculator, going to window, and putting those numbers in. And then I'm going to go to my equation, y equals, and I'm going to put this in. And then I'm going to hit graph. Whoops, yep. It's as I feared. This is what I see. So what does that mean? That means my maximum's not big enough. So I'm going to go to 1,000. Change my window now to 1,000. And hit graph. Oh, that's good enough. Okay. So now I can see it. Right? What? Okay. Now, so on my test, when I have to put a number here, will it have to be 1,000? No. That has to be something that is big enough to see this, right? Okay? So that does not have to be 1,000. These are all, they have to be. That varies depending on how you set it up. Okay, then I'm going to second calc, max, left bound, right bound, and maximum. I got 2.945, 420.110. So now I have to answer the question. What size corners, so that's X, to the nearest 100 So to the nearest hundredth, that would be 2.95 inches to maximize the volume of the box. All right. Number 30. We've done lots of these. I like to clean up the inside first. So 4 and 3, not much happens there. What about with my X's? What happens here? The 3 is going up. Huh?
Like the denominator is supposed to be the numerator.
So this is going up.
Yeah.
So that's going to be x to the 8th. Because there's already 5 and those are coming up. Similarly, these are coming down. So y to the 9th. And those are going up. So z to the 8th. Now, we square everything. So I got a 16 and a 9. I multiply these exponents. So x to the 16th, z to the 16th, and y to the 18th. I suggest you practice all these problems again on your own to make sure that you know what you're doing. Like I said, it's all going to be video, so you can go back and slow it down. Whatever. All right, number 29. Okay, 29 is our mixture problem. So we need to write down our formula that we use, which is amount times percent plus amount times percent equals amount times percent. And then let's fill in all of the percentages, because those are the easiest. We have 8%. Now remember, 8% is 0.08. We have 90%, and we have 65%. We also have the number 100 in the problem, and what does that do? Where does that go? That goes with the 90, right? And how much? These two are being added together. So this is going to be 100 plus x, or x plus 100. It doesn't matter. The order doesn't matter. Because you're adding these two amounts together to get that amount. Then we multiply. This is a distribute, so make sure you're distributing there. See, subtract 65 and subtract 0.08. So that's going to be 0.57x and y. So 25 divided by 0.57. I got 43.86 gallons. Yeah. And this is all on the calculator part of the test. This is all your free response part. So all these problems you're going to be working out just like we are doing. All right, number 28. How do we do this? We got an item that costs $83.20, and there's a 20% discount, and there's a 7% tax. So discounts are added on, or discounts are subtracted. I mean, taxes are added on. So what do we multiply by to reflect a 20% discount? 0.8. or 0.80, that's up to you, either 0.8 or 80, 0.80. And then how about to reflect a 7% tax, 1.07, you just type it in. And 7122 is what we would pay for that item. Alright, now we're going to write the equation of a line through these 2 points. Okay, so what do we have to do first? We're writing the equation of the line. First we have to find the slope. And how do we find slope? Y minus y over x minus x. So it looks like my slope is -2. Alright? And then what? Pick a point, doesn't really matter, I'll just use that one, it makes no difference, pick one. Y minus 6 equals -2, x minus 5. So y minus the y, -2, x minus the x. And then distribute, and get y by itself. And there is our answer. All right, number 26, we're going backwards, number 26. We need a formula, which one is it gonna be? Is it gonna be the PERT formula or the other formula? Gonna be PERT. Okay. Find the growth constant, we're going from 154 to 912 in 3.5 hours, and I do not know R. That's what I'm looking for. Now, is that 3.5 a percent? No. So don't change it. Leave it alone. All right? Leave it alone. It's not a percent. All right, so now we're going to solve it. What are we going to do first? Divide. And then ln both sides. So ln 912 over 154 equals 3.5R. And then divide by 3.5. So ln 912 divided by 154 divided by 3.5. I got 0.508. All right, 25. I need a formula. Do I use PERT or the other one? The other one. So what is happening here? Fine. Okay, here's my formula. And we're going to invest $1,200. Compounded monthly for 10 years at 0.031. That is a percent, so notice I changed it. 0.0031 monthly for 10 years. This is easy. This is just a plain old plug it in. So I'll make that 120. And then I'll just type in exactly what I have written. And I got 1635.46. Is that good?
Yep.
solve. We go straight to ln, don't we? Because there's nothing to divide by. So we're just gonna ln both sides. So 3x plus 1 equals ln 10. Remember, you're solving for x, so what are you gonna have to do? Subtract 1, and then divide by 3. And the answer should be 0.434. Remember, after you type in the numerator, you have to hit equals and then divide it by 3. Okay. All right, we've done everything, so we're ready to go now. We're ready for number 23. So 23 says list the PRRs. We talked about this before. What are they going to be? The PRRs are going to be what? Factors of 27. So 27, 9, 3, and 1. Those are the factors of 27. Over factors of 3. So when I make my list, I will put all of these numbers over 1. Well, when you put them over 1, they don't change. So it's 27, 9, 3, and 1. Then I have to put all these numbers over 3. Some of them are already here though, because 27 over 3 is already here. 9 over 3 is already here. And 3 over 3 is already here. The only one that isn't already there is 1 over 3. So there is your complete list of PRRs.
Did you take off?
Yep, they gotta be listed. We talked about that the
No,
other
I
day.
know, I'm just saying if we wrote like
Yep.
27 over
Yep. Yep. We gotta be exact. I mean, we gotta do it right. Because these are common questions. Okay, now, I have to find the roots, find the solutions algebraically. So what that means is I have a couple of options. What are my options here? How can I find the roots of that? Okay, this one groups. And if you notice that and you know how to group, that will be the fastest way to do it. What is your other option?
Pick a number.
Guess a number from this list,
And then
divide it in, and try to get a 0. And you just keep dividing until you get a 0. This one does group, so I'm going to go ahead and group it. So we get our common x minus 1, and then we have 3x squared plus 27. Can I do anything with that? Take out a 3, and that leaves me with x squared plus 9. Okay, that doesn't factor. If you're going to do x plus 3, x minus 3, it has to be x squared minus 9. It has to be the difference of squares. So we're done factoring. This says x equals 1. And this says x squared equals negative 9, which means x equals plus or minus I root 9, which is 3i. Negative 9, just gotta have an I, square root of 9 is 3. So unlike the one we did earlier, this one has one real root and two imaginaries. This morning, you had all reals. Okay, now we're back to the no calculator. We have time to do one. And And 22 looks like a good one to do. What is our approach
For the common denominator.
for this? Figure out your common denominator, and I would always suggest if you have a factorable denominator, factor it. So my last denominator, I went ahead and factored. So I can see that my common denominator is that. So this one needs an x minus 2. This one needs an x plus 1. And that one doesn't need anything. So all the denominators now match. So x squared minus 2x plus 3x plus 3 equals 5. X squared plus x minus 2. I'm going to go ahead and subtract that 5 over. Now what? Factor. You could also use the quadratic formula. That would probably take longer. So x equals negative 2 or 1.
Yep.
And those are okay, not extraneous or anything, so that's the answer. All right, so we didn't quite, we covered everything. Today, you guys have taken the entire exam plus some, because we did a few of these this morning. So you are ready.
You know,
Tomorrow.
you get to see, I'm fine.
We have
Write my name
office
in
hours in the morning, and then we have our exam.